Hi, Celeste Cuffey here with Life Empowered Consulting Services, where our mission is to reach, empower, and motivate others to access and utilize their God-given talents and skills, building better families, companies, and communities worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I'm so excited, I really am, about the opportunity to share with you in this 15 minutes of living life empowered, the topic of the grace fills the gap. I'll say it again, grace fills the gap. Now, this is a very important topic because when you initially think about grace, typically people come from the Christian or the biblical perspective of grace being that thing of unmerited favor that is not deserved by you. And it's free. It didn't cost you anything. You didn't do anything to get it, but it is given to you of God. But here's the question. As humans, can't we also give grace to others? Can't we also offer favor unmerited to others? Can't we also offer kindness undeserving to others? That is, my sisters and brothers, what grace is. Now, let me give you an example. I was driving down the street some time ago, and as I was driving down the street, there was a pothole some bit of ways from me. I didn't see the pothole, but there was a gentleman that was in the median of the road. He saw the pothole. And so what he did, as I was coming down the street, this gentleman leaned over into the street and took his hands and pointed, just like I'm pointing now, at the pothole. And that was the symbol that there was something going on that I needed to be aware of. As a result of him sharing that or doing that, I was able to then look for what he was pointing to and avoid it. Now, here it is. I did not do anything to deserve that. I didn't do anything to earn that. I didn't know him, so he had no reason to offer it to me. But again, unmerited favor. Unmerited favor. And so that's what we're talking about, because the grace fills in the gaps. So had I not been paying attention, I may have missed that pothole, which means that I may have done some real damage to my vehicle. However, this gentleman that had no connection to me thought enough of me, the driver coming down to the street, to say, hey, watch out for this. And again, that's what grace is about. And really what happens is when you think about grace, grace is the thing that fills in the delta. It fills in the gap. And what does that mean? That means that you may have done your part. You may be going so far. You are on your journey, but you're not quite there yet. And you need a little bit of kindness. You need a little bit of compassion. You need a little bit of grace to help get you over the edge, to help you get to your goal. And that's what we're talking about today. Grace that fills in the gap to help you get to your goal, to help you get to your destination. But now here it is. Andrew Carnegie, he was a millionaire industrialist in the 1800s. He wrote something called, he wrote this quote, and I want to share it with you. And it says this, a life of a wealthy person should have two periods, a time of acquiring wealth and one of redistributing it. So now I want to take that and I want to frame it differently. In the life of a person full of grace, they should have two periods, a life of acquiring grace and a life of redistributing it. But now here it is. How do you acquire grace? Because when you think of wealth, you think of something tangible. You think of money. You think of tangible things, money, property, businesses, those types of things. But how do you acquire that intangible thing called grace? Let me tell you how you acquire it. The first thing that you do is you recognize that you need it. Yes, you recognize that you need it. Everything that you've accomplished in your life, everything that you've been able to achieve, everything that you've been successful with, that's not been because you've had it all together and that you haven't made mistakes. It's because somewhere in your journey, during your journey, and even after you watch this video, grace has been offered to you by others, whether you know it or not. So the first thing that you have to do is recognize that you need grace. The second thing is that you have to recognize that you've had it. So not only do you need it, but you've had it all along. And so I often use the analogy that you can't pour from an empty cup. Well, you're not empty because you have received grace. You have received kindness. You have received compassion. No one has gotten here on their own. Not even you, not even me. So that means that we have it to give. And then the third thing that I would suggest that you do in order to acquire grace, right, is to put yourself in that place. If it were me, if I was between an A and a B, what do I need to push it over to get to that A? If I'm driving down the road and I don't see the pothole, what do I need to help make sure that I avoid the pothole? If I'm on the brink of a job promotion, what thing, what grace, what kindness, what interaction will help push me over the edge? Grace. If it was me, I know I needed it. I know that I will need it. I know that I have it. And if I put myself in that situation, any situation, then it will open me up to offer it to someone else because you have it. You have grace resting inside of you because it's been given to you. It's free, it's unmerited, it's undeserving, and you have it. And not only do you have it through the grace of God, but you also have it through your brothers and your sisters. Let me give you another example. One of my favorite things about Starbucks is not only can you buy your coffee, but you can buy the coffee for someone else behind you. You can leave an extra $5 or $10 at the register so that you can pay it forward, so that you can give to someone else. Because remember, Mr. Carnegie said that you should acquire it and then redistribute it. So it really is our responsibility to share it with other people, to have that compassion. Now, what I want to do is give you a few more words for grace. Those of us that may feel a little uncomfortable because I'm using that term, I looked up some synonyms for grace, and it was compassion, it was goodness, it was kindness, it was love, it was favor. We like that word. It was leniency, pardon. Now, how many of us know good and well that we have been driving down the street, maybe going a little bit faster than we should, and maybe even the police stop us, but they don't give us a ticket? That, my friends, that, my brothers and my sisters, is the grace that I'm talking about. Because in that situation, you may have deserved the ticket, and according to law, you should have gotten a ticket, but there was some grace that was sitting in your environment. There was some grace, there was some leniency that was offered to you. You know good and well the store closed at 9 o'clock and you thought you were going to be able to run in there at 8:59 and get something. And everybody that works in that store wants to get home and get to their families, just like you do when you get ready to leave your job. But yet they offered grace and kindness when you walked in, when there was 1 minute to go. This is what I'm talking about. This is the favor, the goodwill, the pardon, the compassion. We can offer that to our sisters and our brothers. Surely we can. How do I know? Because we possess it. And so today, if you don't leave with anything else, and I know there are going to be some things I hope that I've shared with you that would challenge you, but this is what I want you to understand. I want you to know that grace fills in the gaps. It feels in the spaces where we don't quite have it all together. And so I want you to take today to be graceful towards someone else, to show kindness and compassion towards someone else. Be graceful. Be compassionate. Be kind. It doesn't cost you anything, and you already have it. So I do hope that this Life Empowered moment has been impactful for you in a very positive way. I hope that you exercise the Life Empowered moment in showing grace. I also want to remind you that these videos will be on my LinkedIn page. They're also on, these videos are on my YouTube page, and they're also on my website, www.celestecuffey.com. And so if you want to access it, it's probably easiest to just go to that website. Please stay connected with me so I can keep you abreast of all of the things that I have going on. And also visit my website for any products and services that I may offer that you may find value in. I am confident that there are some things that will be edifying for you. So again, I just want to leave you with the Life Empowered moment for today, which is show grace to someone else, show kindness to someone else. So thank you again for your time. This is Celeste Cuffey, and I encourage you to live life empowered. Take care. Goodbye.